Today we're going to go through the standby return time setup on an LG Giant and an LG Titan washer. And you really want to make sure that you do this when you've got your machine set up to accept coin or a coin payment system, something such as PayRange or Kiosoft or any of those other brands that are out there as part of that. The first thing you want to do is you want to go into service mode. And so what you do is you hit your first and third button, and that will bring up a code that you have to put in. Now there's a factory default code, but there's also a code that you as the owner can put in, and you toggle the second and third key here to go up and down to change the numbers, and then the fourth button here is the number that you use to go to the next digit. Now, I'm going to put in this person's code, and then I'm going to come back and finish up the rest. Once you've got that person's code put in, which in this case the last digit is 0, you hit the start button. It's then going to bring you into service mode. That's what this L9C1 stands for. So once you're in service mode, you hit the first button right here. That takes you to test. You then hit the second button until you get to setup. And then once you've hit the setup menu, you want to hit the start button. That goes into this R9PR. And then you hit the second or third button, either one, to toggle up or down until you get to this reefer button. That's funny. You hit the start button again, and now it brings up this time set. Now what this means is that for when you put in your money or you pay on your payment system, for in this particular case, you've got 2 minutes to complete that cycle, otherwise you lose that particular payment. So let's pretend you forget something in your car or you drop something on the floor. You've got 2 minutes to pick up whatever it is or go out to your car to get whatever it is to then put that money in to continue on with your cycle. Otherwise you would lose it. Now you can change this time by using the second or third button to make it go all the way up to, I believe it's 180 minutes on the LG machines. In this particular case, we're going to go to 2. So once we've got that set on 2, you hit the start button. That brings it back to this type, and then you keep hitting the start button until it gets to push. Once you hear that tone, you are set to go. So what does all this do? Well, let's give you an example here. So let's say I want to come in and I want to use this machine now. I'm going to hit this. That's my price for the machine. In this particular case, whether I put in a quarter or in this case, I'm happening to use PayRange. It could be any way that you want to do it, but I'm just going to put a quarter in. So as you can see, the quarter went through. Now let's pretend I need to go back out and get something from my car. Well, I forgot something, whatever. This will stay in there for at $2.50. It'll hold my quarter in that I've paid for it now for however many minutes that I've set this up in here. In this particular case, as you saw, it was 2 minutes. So I've got 2 minutes to run out to my car. Otherwise, if I don't come back in 2 minutes and start putting in more money, I'm going to lose that quarter. And through the magic of flying DeLoreans, you can hear the alarms going off that I skipped over that minute and I didn't make it back in time. And through the magic of plutonium and flying DeLoreans, you can hear that I did not make it back in those 2 minutes. So therefore, the alarm is going off and I lost my quarter. So I've got to pay another quarter to start all over again. But that is what that time reset does.